Whether from Fortnite Festival or perhaps watching your favorite streamer, a lot of people have been inspired to pick up the old 5-fret rhythm games again. And one of the most common questions I get asked on this YouTube channel in the comments of my Fortnite Festival season review videos is what's the most effective way to play Guitar Hero or Rock Band in 2025? Now for the general audience, if you ask any normal community member, they'll most likely point you in the direction of either Clone Hero or YARG, and yeah, I could definitely agree with that. These are probably the easiest fan games to set up and play if all you want to do is have some nostalgic 5-fret fun. So for those of you that don't want to mess with old discs or game files and you just want to play Guitar Hero on your computer in the easiest possible way, download either Clone Hero or YARG. I will have tutorials for how to set up both of them in the description below. But for those that want to dive a little bit deeper, each of the mainline Guitar Hero and Rock Band games features their own merits on their own engine with various levels of customization and gameplay differences. And because I couldn't find any super up-to-date guides on YouTube regarding this topic, I decided to make my own. Here is the best way to play every single mainline Guitar Hero game in this day and age. Now to offer a quick disclaimer, I'm not going to be discussing the controllers that are used to play these games, the guitar peripherals themselves. I've already done so on this channel, and Alec has an amazing guitar buying guide that I will link down in the description, so instead I'm going to be focusing purely on the software side of things. The original Guitar Hero trilogy has a lot of die-hard fans to this day, but there's a big problem. The earlier entries in the franchise lack a ton of quality of life improvements that both make the game more playable for casuals and even make it more comfortable for longtime players. Hyperspeed is locked behind a cheat in Guitar Hero 2, and it doesn't exist at all in Guitar Hero 1. Guitar Hero 1 doesn't even have calibration settings, making it incredibly difficult to go back to on any modern display. Most infamously, however, is the hammer-on and pull-off engine, as the one built into Guitar Hero 1 straight up doesn't work as advertised, or at least it doesn't work as well as it does in the rest of the series. I think the game designers intended for the player to anchor the lower frets and just keep adding on up the neck for the hammer-ons and pull-offs for Guitar Hero 1, but it doesn't really work. This was obviously fixed in Guitar Hero 2 and Guitar Hero Encore Rocks the 80s, and thanks to the geniuses at Milohax, Guitar Hero 2 Deluxe is the definitive way to play all three of these games. In addition to keeping the difficult but fair timing window of the original Guitar Hero 2 release, there is a plethora of quality of life improvements and customization options, making this the definitive way to play Guitar Hero 1, 2, and Encore Rocks the 80s, but all on one disc. All you gotta do is download the song packs on their website. These quality of life improvements include the ability to make your own songs as custom DLC, and the ability to play drums in the Guitar Hero 2 engine, which I believe was actually originally intended years ago. GH2 Deluxe is available on both the PlayStation 2 and Xbox 360. I personally choose the Xbox 360 version as I feel the visuals clean up the nicest for capturing gameplay. Guitar Hero 3, on top of being my personal favorite entry in the franchise, seems to be a fan favorite across the board. The setlist was iconic, the art style was incredibly grungy and tough looking, but in my opinion quite nostalgic nowadays, and it would go on to sell over $1 billion in sales, making it one of the highest grossing video games of all time in its day. I also feel that the vanilla Guitar Hero 3 experience holds up far better than Guitar Hero 1, 2, and Encore Rocks the 80s does. I can very comfortably pop in an unmodded copy of Guitar Hero 3 on my Xbox 360 and play it all day long with zero complaints. And if I was making this video around this time 2 years ago, I would have said that the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 versions were pretty much the only way to go when it comes to playing Guitar Hero 3. There was a PC port for this game handled by Aspire, and that's pretty much all you need to know about it. It's incredibly sloppy, it has tons of frame drops, and it crashes super often, but that's kind of par for the course with a bunch of Aspire's games. Especially in more recent years, Aspire doesn't have the best track record when it comes to porting classics to modern consoles and PC. That being said, the original Milohax team, which developed Guitar Hero 2 Deluxe, spun off into a new team called Neverhax. Obviously a play on the fact that Guitar Hero 3 onwards was developed by Neversoft. And as you probably guessed, they're currently working on Guitar Hero 3 Deluxe, which, in addition to adding a ton of quality of life improvements to the console versions of Guitar Hero 3, as you would expect, they're also very heavily fixing the original PC port of Guitar Hero 3 as well as decompiling it to give us a proper PC port which Aspire couldn't pull off. Because they're working on all of the different console mods simultaneously, you can pretty much install Guitar Hero 3 Deluxe on any modified PlayStation 2, Wii, Xbox 360, or PS3 that you have. I don't think they're making a Mac version. Why you would want to play Guitar Hero 3 on Mac in 2025 is beyond anyone's guess, but I don't think that version's going to exist. I've personally been messing around with the PC version myself, and I can 100% attest to the fact that the crashes happen far less often, and the frame rate is a lot smoother. I believe it's uncapped now, which makes the game feel a lot better. It's also worth mentioning there's an additional project called FastGH3. It's developed by a guy named Wesley, who you might be familiar with from my Guitar Hero arcade video. He helped me get the arcade version running on my home computer. As I said back then, Fast Guitar Hero 3 is a really cool project. It allows you to start up the game by clicking any MIDI file and even running them off of web browsers, booting the game up in seconds and giving you limitless customization options. This is a really cool project. Overall, if you want to play Guitar Hero 3 in 2025, I would recommend checking out Guitar Hero 3 Deluxe on your modded console of choice or the PC. So this is where things start getting fun. If you want to play Guitar Hero World Tour, Smash Hits, Van Halen, or Metallica in their best possible way, I cannot think of a better solution than World Tour Definitive Edition. I've made several videos on this channel about this mod, and I legitimately think it's my favorite video game mod ever made. You can do such crazy shit that you really shouldn't be able to do with Guitar Hero. For those who don't know, Guitar Hero World Tour originally had a terrible PC port just like Guitar Hero 3, although I would argue it was probably even worse. World Tour Definitive fixes all of the original bugs with the original terrible PC port and introduces a ton of quality of life improvements from future Guitar Hero games. Not just that, but you can also play the set lists from Guitar Hero Metallica, Van Halen, and Smash Hits in their entirety with all of the original venues and character models intact. Only this time you could replace James Hetfield with like Lightning McQueen or whatever. Couple that with an incredibly passionate modding community and the ability to even play custom songs straight from their original Clone Hero type folders without having to convert them, and you have a kick-ass World Tour experience that encompasses this entire generation of Guitar Hero games. This is the best way to play each of these games, hands down. It's available to download for free on PC right now, and if you're at all interested, I'll leave a link to the Discord down in the description. Technically, you can also play the entirety of Guitar Hero 5, Band Hero, and Warriors of Rock fully animated all in World Tour Definitive Edition as well, but if you would like to play the best possible version of the engine that came after this, yeah, I'm just gonna cut to the chase here. The best way to play any song from Band Hero, Guitar Hero 5, or Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock is on Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock. Not only that, but a bunch of previous Guitar Hero games are also obtainable on Warriors of Rock thanks to Addy Mills, with their animations being fully intact and looking better than ever. Now, I never owned an original copy of Warriors of Rock back in the day. As a matter of fact, the first time that I ever played this game was in 2019. Yes, really. So I don't have a ton of nostalgia for this, but I can definitely see why it's a lot of people's favorite, and why a lot of people look so fondly on it, because yeah, the engine does feel nice. Graphically, I think it still holds up to this day, and the game even attempts a genuine story mode with character progression, which I don't think Guitar Hero had ever done before this. Combine that with an incredibly memorable setlist, and you have one of the best possible ways to play Guitar Hero on console. While my heart will always lie with Guitar Hero 3 thanks to nostalgia, I can definitely see why so many people say Warriors of Rock is the best game, and it's definitely growing on me. Also worth noting, there are some fan mods in development for Warriors of Rock, such as WOR+, which I haven't personally tried, but I've heard fantastic things about. So if for whatever reason vanilla Warriors of Rock doesn't quench your thirst, try WOR+ and let me know what you think. While Guitar Hero Live is certainly not my cup of tea, there are a lot of people that miss the 6-fret version of Guitar Hero quite a lot. Now, unfortunately, there's no deluxe or definitive edition for Guitar Hero Live. However, there is Guitar Hero TV Reloaded, which aims to replace the now offline official Guitar Hero TV servers with fan-run servers that should work on every vanilla copy of Guitar Hero Live on unmodded consoles. This is a pretty integral feature because there aren't a ton of Guitar Hero Live songs on disc, so being able to play a stream of them from a fan-run server is incredibly cool. On top of that, obviously all of the microtransactions are taken out, so you get to play the definitive Guitar Hero Live experience just like you could in 2015 without paying a dime. And that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Now, there are a couple games I didn't cover, such as Guitar Hero Aerosmith and the On Tour games, but to be honest, the best way to experience those in this day and age is probably just through emulation, and you guys are smart enough to figure that one out. Technically, GH Aerosmith also had a PC port, but I was never able to get it running on my computer. Again, for the grand majority of people that aren't in the hardcore, games like YARG and Clone Hero more than do the job for them. Hell, I even find myself playing YARG far more than Guitar Hero, Rock Band, or even Fortnite Festival nowadays. nowadays. I just find the engine to be a lot better and the customization to be a lot more open. But what are your guys' favorite ways of playing Guitar Hero? Did I miss anything? Let me know in the comments down below. This has been DanRock, and until next time, peace out, take care, and rock on.